Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing the Ultimatum Season 3, Episode 2. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Now this comment will be deleted by the time this video is posted, just because I don't want people to go and make this a big thing. But somebody asked me to get my priorities straight and get the videos out quicker. I'm doing the best I can with what I got. I know y'all see me posting 3 videos a day. Let's start there. And number 2, there's a lot going on in my personal life. I know you don't know that, so that's not on you. But, just have some grace, okay? Also, my life is not YouTube. I still have a life outside of the videos that you see. They'll come out when they come out. So, on to the episode. Nick and Vanessa have another date, and they are still shocked at how great of a connection they have.
Every time I hang out with you, I'm like, oh.
Last year I did a bodybuilding competition. Dave wasn't a huge fan. I've agreed not to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you okay with incense and sage and some hippie shit in the house?
Fuck yeah.
Okay, cool. A lot of things that come up in my relationship are because I'm a weirdo. And somebody's gonna dig the weird stuff about me, and right now it annoys her.
It just sounds like it's draining to be with Dave, according to Vanessa. She wants to do these things, but if Dave doesn't approve, then she just won't do it. And she wants to be quirky and she wants to be whatever, but Dave is just like he's just a stick in the mud, and she feels suppressed. Now that she's talking to Nick, she can be more authentically herself, and he fully embraces her quirks, and he allows himself to be quirky too when he's with her. He also said that Sandy often looks at him like, ew, you're giving me the ick. And so these two can actually just be who they are without being judged. Y'all, go where you are loved. My God, go where you are loved, not tolerated. I've been there, where I was with somebody where it felt like I just had to fall in line. That is the worst type of relationship you can be in, barring abuse and stuff like that. Somebody who just can't stand the real you, what's even the point? What is even the point? Having a mask on in a relationship is never worth it. Then we see Dave going on a date with Chanel, and she says that she wants to be with somebody who's fun, and she gets that impression from Dave. Well, according to Vanessa, girl, he is not fun.
I can be with somebody that is fun, easygoing.
Whoever says, are we boyfriend, girlfriend first, it doesn't matter. My ex actually brought it up first.
You ever kiss people before you officially start dating them?
After 3-4 dates, I feel like pretty exclusive. Yeah, I mean, she came in here with the ultimatum, and you came in here giving the ultimatum.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Chanel is 27. I think that 27 is a decent age to get married. The impression that I get from Chanel, though, is maybe she just needs to date more. Something about her just makes me feel like, I'm trying to say, I almost want to say naive, but naive is not the word that I'm looking for. I would love to see the confidence that comes out of her if she's with somebody who truly speaks life into her without having ulterior motives. Because Micah speaks life into her for the sake of stopping them from getting married. And to me, that's still wild that he even did that. But for somebody to genuinely support the girl, want to be her life partner, want to see the best for her genuinely, I want her to experience that. I feel like she can grow and flourish more. Right now, I just see a very timid version of Chanel. I don't know. There's something about Chanel where I'm just I do not think you should get married right now. And definitely not to Micah. I definitely want more for her. Don't know if Dave is going to be that person to bring it out of her, but she's convinced that Dave is this fun personality and he'll allow her to break out of her shell a little bit. I hope so. We finally get to see Mariah. Now, in the first episode, Mariah had a little bit of a breakdown. She was struggling with the process, so we actually didn't get to see her much. In this episode, she goes on a date with Micah, and we learn that she actually had a very rigid childhood.
Sometimes I'll jokingly break out into dance, which is awful. Can't say I've ever gotten into that headspace. I love the idea of being so free to dance. I don't think I was really able to be super free and creative. Really struggled. She was a single parent. She was on a fight for survival all the time, and my cousins would be able to play outside, but then I'd have to stay with her.
Just had to be back
Oh yeah,
by a certain time.
that's amazing.
We have seen Micah big up his partner, whether or not his intentions were pure. He's able to speak life into his partner. And I do think that Mariah could benefit from that. She says that her mom kind of put her in this bubble where she felt like she couldn't really express herself. She couldn't just be a kid. She always had to live under the control of her mom. And so it has permeated into her adulthood. She doesn't really know how to be carefree and just be genuinely herself. Micah had a different childhood. He was allowed to just do whatever he wanted as a kid, as long as he was back home by a certain time. So he got to explore, he got to really develop his personality, be outgoing and all that stuff. I do think that they could benefit from being together. Mariah definitely needs somebody who will help her not be so self-conscious, not be so worried about what people think about her. Like, girl, just be you. Beautiful as she is, can you imagine, like, girl, I need you to reach your fullest potential. Now, Micah don't want to get married, so I don't know if that'll change like her timeline and stuff, because she's being partnered with somebody who has the same issues that her partner has. But I think this will be a journey of self-discovery for Mariah. And I hope that she comes out of this being a lot more free than she was coming in. Arya and Caleb have a date. I like the potential of this connection, especially after Caleb was looking after her at the cocktail party when she was crying. I was like, oh, this could be cute.
Main insecurity is one, not being able to provide everything I want from a partner. 'Cause I heard someone say, like, all you need to raise a family is just love. And it's like, no.
I can't, like, do things I want to do because I'm dependent on a man's paycheck. So hesitance to like make decisions on stuff. My emotions are too overwhelming for him. I don't think that you should always have to like bend backwards to make someone else feel comfortable.
They both believe that love is not enough to get married. I agree. They would like to be a lot more financially stable before jumping into a marriage. And yeah, I agree. I think to a certain extent, like some people might overdo it. Like, oh, I need to be very well off to be married. No, you don't. But you do need to be okay enough that, God forbid, you need to take care of the household. You're able to take care of the household. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you live within the means of what you can do with your partner. But life happens. Injury, loss of job. You know what I'm saying? Finances are a big deal in a marriage. So you want to make sure your money is not funny. All right. Arya says that Scotty tells her a lot that her emotions are overwhelming, which that sucks to hear. But Caleb seems to be a very like gentle soul. It makes sense that he's with Mariah too, because she seems gentle. Like they just seem like a gentle couple. And plus the night before, the way that he just created a safe space for her, like go ahead and cry, like let me hug you, Vance, like it is what it is. I think that they would be a great match, honestly. I wonder if they'll be able to challenge each other though, especially because they both don't want to get married and they both are just focused on like career and stuff. I wonder if they're gonna dive into like the other aspects that make a marriage, and that you shouldn't be with somebody who kind of dims your light, which is what Arya kind of thinks a little bit. She's scared of losing her momentum in the corporate world if she gets with him, and I think it's a deeper issue. So that's why I'm saying that. I don't know if they'll be able to challenge themselves in that way, but I do think that they will be a great place to like relay their feelings back and forth, you know, actually be vulnerable and not have that vulnerability be shut down. They have another cocktail party and they start by playing Never Have I Ever, which could have been messier, but it wasn't. It actually was pretty tame. Then we see Vanessa having a few conversations, and I am getting the impression, this wasn't explicitly like there, this is me reading into things. I get the impression that she's struggling with like self-acceptance, and I'll elaborate after the clip.
Chanel, I'm literally like, you're perfect. You have like such a sweet, like calming, serene energy. Thank you. I feel like all the men are drawn to you. The way you talk. That's amazing. Like the way you talk is even calming.
It's like I feel like I can just say anything and you have a really good, eloquent thought about it. You emotionally, you just get it.
Thank you.
It's like, it's inspiring.
I also feel the same about you. We just get each other.
Vanessa wants to be somebody who she's not allowed to be, right? She was hearing, what's his name now? Dave say these lovely things about the person that he was talking to. And she is like, it almost was like, wow, I've never heard those things about me. Like, what's wrong with me? And then the conversation she had with Chanel was the part that really tipped me off. Like, okay. She was complimenting Chanel, being like, wow, you're so beautiful. Like, even your voice is just like, wow, like, you're just so beautiful. And guys gravitate to you. Like, what is that? She didn't say the what is that. That's me. Like, what is that? And it makes me think that she has a slight envy. Again, I'm reading into it. Chill out. She has a slight envy of the fact that Chanel can just be herself and she commands attention. Her energy draws people in, whereas to stay in the relationship that she's in, Vanessa has to subdue herself. Vanessa has to put on a mask to be accepted by her partner. And I think that she's really like struggling with that, as she should, because that's not how it should be. You shouldn't have to become less than for you to be accepted by your partner. Like, that's actually wild. Especially when that same partner is gonna turn around and be like, oh my gosh, like, you're actually thriving in here. Like, what the hell? I'm having a hard time. Yeah, sucks. She found somebody who genuinely loves who she is as is. She doesn't have to change herself at all. And Nick is eating it up. And Dave just cannot fathom that. Yeah, she finally gets to be herself and is appreciated for that. That's what she deserves. Don't come with your sulkiness. Stay over there. JR and Micah talk about interracial relationships. I got the absolute ick from JR.
You ever been on a white girl before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I had situations with a couple, but I ain't never dated no white.
Yeah, me neither. Like, damn, it's my opportunity to be with a white girl, but I'm kind of curious.
Yeah.
And she's black and Spanish, so I'm like, I want to explore that too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm used to dating, is like mixed girls. But she's like the safe option, you know what I'm saying?
So not only is this man just horny, as we can already tell, he only dates mixed women, it sounds like. And on top of that, he wants to date Sandy simply because he's trying to see what that be like. So is this like a curiosity that you've been wondering? Is this a fetish that you're trying to like scratch? Like, what's happening? What's going on? What's going on? And anytime I talk about interracial relationships, people come in the comments being like, oh, it's because you hate them. I cannot. I do not. I will not. I never will. If I hated interracial relationships, I would have a very hard time living my personal life. That's all I'm saying. Ain't nothing wrong with interracial relationships, but what is the reason why you want to pursue those people? And for JR, it sounds like just a conquest. Like, oh yeah, I've had sex with a white girl. Yippee? Like, what? It was weird. I don't know. It was weird. It could just be me. I didn't like it. I wish that he actually had reasons as to why Sandy was a good match for him, outside of the fact that he's never been with a white girl. Just weird. Later on, he has a date with both Sandy and Arya. Completely different vibes from both of those dates.
You're completely healed from the relationship where there was infidelity.
That's why it's so important for me to choose the right person, because I'm not going through that again.
Exactly.
Shut that part of my life. Like, it's gone. Like, I'm over it. But I do feel very vulnerable with you and able to, like, open up.
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. You know that. Oh,
Have you
boy.
experienced that before?
No. I like that you're comfy with me.
Yeah, for sure.
Makes me feel good. I guess I'm more of like a lip kisser. I like to like bite on. If you want to kiss me, you can kiss me, but I'm not kissing you.
What the?
I like to be pursued.
He's not as forward as he is with Sandy, because I'm pretty sure he knows if he was to be so forward, he would push Arya away. She'd be like, oh, this man's just here to smash. I'm not here for that. Now, in terms of who he should experience a trial marriage with, I do think Arya would have a better impact on him than Sandy would, simply because he actually would have to work to build that connection with her. With Sandy, she's also DTF. These two just want to smash. Like, let's be so honest. They just want to smash. I don't know how they could be able to challenge each other, really. Because after you do the doing things, then what? I was also surprised that when he and Sandy kissed, he kept it quite PG. With how thirsty he's been acting so far, I thought he was really going to tongue her down, but he didn't. I said, oh, okay, well, maybe it might be more dimensional than we think, but we'll see. We'll see. It's time for the decision, starting with Scotty. He picks Zaina. Not gonna lie to you, I do understand that you have to talk about this new connection that you've made. It sounded to me like he was saying things specifically to throw jabs at Arya. Now, he didn't explicitly do that, but it felt like it.
Zaina is just so much fun to be around. You know what you want. I know you're gonna be the best mom. I know you're gonna be the best wife. I just really want to be with a partner that really, really trusts in the individual that I am. I'm not a bad person, and that I'm gonna love someone with my whole heart. Sometimes I just feel like I'm still fighting for someone to see the person that I am.
I know that it's hard to, big up one person without making it seem like you're talking down to the other person, because it's literally a direct comparison. But it felt like he was painting this girl to just be like, ugh, It's like, I don't know, maybe Arya is unassuming because she does look sweet. She does look, she does look like she wouldn't be a girl who would give Scotty as hard of a time as he's making it seem. But he was making it seem like, oh, she's ungrateful for, the great person that I am. She doesn't appreciate all the good things that I do for her. And I'm just like, really? I don't know. Because later on when Arya got chosen, who did she get picked by? Well, we actually didn't see who Arya gets picked by in this episode. But when JR was going through his spiel of which woman he would want to explore, she got so emotional because she's never heard such good things coming from somebody who was pursuing her.
Arya, you're gorgeous. But aside from that, Arya's very driven. I'm driven too. I was like, man, I can see this girl being my wife. Struck a lot of notes, and we're talking about our families and family backgrounds, and we had some very deep, vulnerable conversations, which I appreciate her opening up to me.
I'm getting emotional now. I don't really hear a lot of nice things.
I don't know. I think that Scotty, if you guys watched Love is Blind, this most recent season, the US one, Scotty kind of ish, little bit, sort of, kind of, maybe, gives me Tim vibes at the reunion. When Tim was like, oh, I'm just trying to love you, and you women don't let somebody love you, and I'm a great man. That kind of verbiage just annoys me. And although Scotty hasn't said that, it's giving me that energy. And I'm just like, damn, Arya, like, you really got to put up with this guy? Like, I don't know. And from the previous episode when he was getting loud, I was like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. She is one of the contenders for JR's heart, unfortunately. JR is also into Sandy. Sandy gets called out. Sandy gets called out by Nick, because Nick is like, y'all do not have a deep connection. She's like, yeah, we do.
Talked a lot about the fire that I have, and I've just never dated someone that has that fire as well.
It took me a very long time to get you to open up, and it seems that was easy for you to do quickly with somebody else.
Eye contact, that's something that's I'm not really good at.
Well, you seem to be fine with it.
You don't know about the connection that we've had, though.
If it's play or if it's fun, then let that be your life.
We've gotten really deep. It hasn't just been all fun and play. It's genuine. You've been so judgmental. I could tell.
Sandy girl, be so for real. Be so for real, okay? Y'all do not have this deep connection that you make it seem like y'all have. What have they spoken about for real? Based on the edit. What have they spoken about? They have a fervor for sex. That's about it. I don't even know much about Sandy. We know more about JR, surprisingly enough. I don't know that much about Sandy. Or maybe I'm just tuning them out whenever they're on my screen. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I've been tuning them out. But Nick doesn't believe in their connection, and neither do I. So we'll see who he decides to pick. The other pairings are Mariah and Micah. She picks him because she feels like he will challenge her. And then Chanel picks Dave because they are both positive people. And that kind of struck a chord with Micah.
I chose Chanel because she made me feel extremely comfortable.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie, like, she's my best friend, so I always make sure she's safe. She's really my best friend, so take care of her. Just, as long as she's safe, you safe.
It was nice to see Micah get a little bit vulnerable because he's another person that I feel we haven't seen much of. We haven't really gotten a lot of backstory from him outside of the story about riding his bike and whatever. I didn't expect to see him like be very territorial over Chanel. If you don't play about this girl so much, why are you dragging your feet to marry her? Like, I'm so confused. I'm pretty sure the only reason we've gotten so far is that it's just not the right time. So when is the time? When is the time? I hope he's not one of those people where if she starts to actually connect with somebody else, he's then gonna bite the bullet and do it. No, do it because you want to. This man clearly does not play about Chanel, so what's the problem? I need to know more about Micah. I hope in these next few episodes we really dive into him because he's a question mark for me. Same with Sandy. Sandy is a question mark. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the next episodes. Please do not leave a spoiler. You guys have been doing good so far from what I've seen. I haven't seen any spoilers, so thank you for that. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.